Welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to talk about primary key. By looking at the description of pizza table 3, we have learned how to work with the null statement and how to work with the default. And in this lecture, we're going to learn how to work with the primary key. So right now you can see that the key section is empty in our table. And if you check our previous tables, it will be empty as well. So the big question is how the key is going to help us. So right now I can insert pizzas with same pizza name, toppings, and price. I can insert as many of them as I want. And this is what we will get in our database. As you can see, all the pepperoni pizzas that we have are identical. And maybe it's fine in some cases, but imagine if you're trying to retrieve a specific pepperoni pizza, you're not going to be able to retrieve that because all of them are same. That's why when we create our tables, we try to add some sort of unique identifier. So when we try to retrieve a specific data, even though we have many of the same data, we can retrieve the specific one that we want by using that identifier. It's really a common practice to add identifiers to tables. In the world of SQL, you are almost always going to add some sort of identifier to your table. So in our case, we are going to try to get something like this. We are going to add a specific ID to each pizza that we are going to create. So in the future, if we're trying to retrieve a specific pizza from our data, we can use the specific ID of that pizza instead of just relying on the name. So there is a couple of ways that we can add our pizza ID. The first thing you might think is to just add another column called pizza ID, and every time we create a pizza, we can just add 1, 2, 3. But it's not a good idea because nothing is stopping us from just creating a pizza with the ID number 1 over and over again. That's why we are going to use primary keys. So basically, primary key is just a fancy way of saying that the pizza ID have to be unique. So you can't insert two pizzas with the ID of 1. So once again, we are going to create a new pizza table where we are going to tell to create a column with pizza ID, which is going to be an int, and it's going to have not null, and we're going to put the it's have to have primary key. Okay, let's do this one together. You can follow along or you can just watch. So let's create our table pizza 4. This time we're going to have pizza ID column with primary key, and the rest is going to be the same. Pizza name, topping, process, the last one. Okay, we have successfully created our table. So we are going to insert data to pizza 4. And as you can see, the only difference is that we have to provide the pizza ID. So you can see that on top we have the pizza ID column, and in values we have 1. Okay, let's try to add pizza ID 1. And we were successful. Now let's try to add pizza ID 1 one more time and see what happens. And as you can see, duplicate entry 1 for key, pizza 4 primary. So it's restricting us from adding another pizza with the pizza ID 1. Now let's try to add the pizza with ID number 2. And as you can see, we were successful by adding the pizza. To make sure that we were successful, let's select everything from pizza 4. And we can see that we have pizza ID 1 and pizza ID 2. And now we can add as many pizzas as we want. And before we finish this lecture, let's check the description for pizza 4. And as you can see in the key section, we have now indicating pre. It means the primary key is activated on that column. Okay, that will be it for this lecture. See you in the next one.